Hello, everyone. For those of you who attended the class today, October 11th, nice to meet you. And for those of you who didn't attend the class, I'm going to explain. Basically, I forgot to record the first 10 minutes of the class or so. So that's why I'm recording it again. And hopefully, this time I won't be having any technical difficulties. So, my name is Lida Farsi, and I'm going to be your instructor for the rest of the semester. My office is Renfrew Hall 001, and my email address is lidafarsi at uidaho.edu. And you are welcome to stop by my office anytime that you have questions. And I have the same office hours as Dr. Stelk, and I'm also flexible in the sense of if you want to reach out to me any other time, I welcome that. But to make sure that I'll be in my office, I encourage you to email me so I'll be sure that I'll be in my office. And my website is cam101.weebly.com. I already uploaded the lecture of the class in the website, and I'm going to add this lecture as a complementary part of it. Basically, as I mentioned, it's like the first 10 minutes of the class that I forgot to record. But I'm going to go through everything that I explained in the class, so you don't have to worry about missing any materials. But I encourage you to attend the class because I feel like if you attend the class, you have a better of an understanding of what's going on. You can ask me questions. It's more interactive, and it's kind of like obligation that you'll be in the class for that period of time. And if you have like recorded lectures, maybe you don't exactly listen to it the same day, and it would be next day, or maybe you're busy with other responsibilities, and then now you have like 4 lectures that you have to listen to, and sometimes it's not practical, and then you go through it with rush. So I just encourage you to attend the class, and I'll do my best to make sure that you learn everything, and I'll do anything in my power to help you have a good grade in this course. So this is that, and now I'm going to continue with chapter 5, and specifically section 511, which is formula mass. In other words, the mass of a molecule or formula unit. Previously, we learned that for atoms and basically in general for elements, we consider the average mass of the atoms that compose that element as the atomic mass for that element. And the same thing, stands for molecules and compounds. Basically, the average mass of the molecules that compose a compound is formula mass. Basically, I can write the average mass of the atoms that compose an element is atomic mass for that element. So here, with the same rationale, the average mass of molecules that compose a compound is formula mass. So there are other words being used for formula mass. One of them is molecular mass. The other is molecular weight. So all of these terms are synonymous. So let me open another page here. How to read these numbers, we are good. So yeah, this is the part basically that I missed in the class, and if you were in the class you would see that I wanted to figure out how to get out of the periodic table when I showed it, but it took me a while. With the help of one of the students, I could figure that out. So yeah, now listen to the rest of the lecture that I upload. So this is just one part that I missed recording, and see you in the class on Wednesday. Okay. So for any compound, the formula mass is the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms in its chemical formula. In other words, if we want to write formula mass as kind of like a structure formula, we have like number of atoms of first element in chemical formula multiplied by atomic mass of first element plus number of atoms of second element in chemical formula, really trying to fit this thing here, multiply by atomic mass of second element plus So if we have like 2 elements or like 3 elements or 4 elements, we just like expand in the sense of writing this. So these are the parts that I missed recording in the morning, and now it just took 2 minutes, but in the classroom it took a little longer. And the other thing that it took me a while to figure out in the classroom, I was trying to show the periodic table in a sense that when we want to, for each of these atomic masses, when we want to calculate formula mass, we should refer to each element in periodic table and read atomic mass unit for that specific element. And I was trying to demonstrate that as a insert. Okay, here I'm trying to use an existing photo. Done. Okay, so here now you can see the periodic table of the element. And what I'm trying to demonstrate here is that you see for each of the element, you can see the atomic mass unit below that element. For instance, for carbon, we have 12.011. For nitrogen, we have 14. And some of these we may use more than the others. For instance, let me use red here. Okay. For instance, for carbon, 12.011. For nitrogen, 14.007. For oxygen, 15.999. And this is something that I mentioned in the class, that in some books or some periodic tables, you see this number as 16.00. And that wouldn't change your calculations much. So as long as you know the rationale and the mass, basically the rough mass of oxygen or atomic mass unit, you're fine. So here, these are some elements like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and like helium, like hydrogen. Probably I changed the color to black here, or like gray rather, like potassium, maybe potassium, and like these ones, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, these ones you use a lot. Calcium, magnesium, sodium, lithium, and some of the transition metals. But for each of these numbers are the one, basic atomic mass units you're going to use a lot. And as long as you